So, hello everybody, good day YouTube. Welcome once again. This is Jerry here, and today we'll be talking about OSticket post-installation configuration. So basically, after installation, OSticket requires additional configuration through the admin interface, for it to be entirely functional. The post-installation configuration basically comes down to customizing department, staff members, agents, hot topic, email, and system preferences. So please note that to commence with this post-installation configuration, it requires login with your username and password you created during the installation. So let's get into the video. As you can see, I'm trying to log into the OSticket admin panel. And once I click login, it will take just a little time to bring me to the first page, the first admin page. Here we are, as you can see. Now we are the admin page. When you look up there, you will see that we are in the admin panel right now. And this is the place we're going to perform all the post-installation configuration for us to get our OSticket entirely functional. So let's get started. Yeah, so first of all, we're going to configure roles. Roles enable agents to have access to a particular department. So basically, they are permission level granted to agents. So to create a new role, you have to ensure that you are in the admin panel. Then you're going to click agent and click role. And then, as you can see here, there are about 3 default roles that have been created, but we have to create our own by clicking add new role. Yeah, so as you can see, immediately we click add new role, it brought us to a page where we have a dialog box to identify our role by giving it a name. So in this case, I'm going to call our new role senior admin. So once we have given it the name senior admin, we're going to click on permission in order to add permission to allow the agent's control within the help desk. So basically, I'm going to check all the permissions here and then head to task and as well check all the permissions in tasks, then knowledge base as well, check all the permissions there. So basically, you can see that these permissions are just the abilities, what the agent would be able to do in the event that maybe a ticket arrives or something like that. So after all this, I'm going to say add role. You can see now we are adding a new role. As you can see, before we had 3 default roles, now we have a new role, which is the senior admin. Yeah, so now the next thing to do is to create the department. So basically, the department allows the OSticket to route tickets in the help desk. Each department comprises of many settings. So to create a department and configure it, we have to ensure that we are in the admin panel, and then we're going to create agent, department, and then add new department. Great, so you can see that we've been brought to this page. So the only thing we're going to do here is just to give it a name, and here I'm going to call it system administration. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to click on create department. So as soon as our department is created, we're going to see it here in the department panel. As you can see, the system administration that we just created right now, and 2 other default department that we created just to make things easier for us. Okay, so let's configure team. Teams ensure that OSticket has the capabilities of pulling agents from different departments and organize them in a way that they can handle the specific issues or users via hot topic or ticket filter. So to create team, as you can see here, we have to click on team, but first of all, ensure that we are in the admin panel and locate the agent tab and click on teams. All right, let's call this team level 2 support. And as soon as we have done that, let's go ahead and add agents or members to this team. And as you can see, we have only one team, which is myself. And basically, this is the account I created during the installation. Let's go ahead and say create team. Now our team has been created. So the next thing to do now is to configure setting to allow anyone to create ticket in our system. So first of all, I'm going to click on setting, and as you can see, we have a bunch of configuration, a bunch of things to configure here. So basically, this section allows us to create standard and rules for each user when a ticket is created on the help desk. Let's go ahead and click on users, and then check on require registration and login to create tickets. And finally, save changes. So as soon as this is done, the last thing to do is to configure agents. Agents are basically someone who would respond and resolve tickets. So I'm going to click on agents. And as you can see here, we have one agent sitting and waiting, which is myself. And I'm going to add another agent by clicking on add new agent. So we're brought to this page where we have to identify our agent. So I'm going to name my agent Jane Cruz. And then the next thing to do is to input details of agent, which is the phone number if you have the email or whatever. Then after that, we're going to set up password for our agent. And in this case, we first have to set up a username. So I'm going to call this username Jane_Cruz. And after that, we set a password for it. I'm going to call it Jane_admin and then set password. And then I have to uncheck send the agent a password or set email, and also uncheck required password change at next login. And then I have to input the password of my choice and confirm the password. And then finally, I have to say set password. So as soon as this is done, I want to make sure that our agent has access to a department. In this case, I'm going to assign her into the maintenance department. And then after that, the next thing to do is to select a role for her. Give her one of the roles. So remember, we created a role, the senior admin role. So I'm going to assign her as a senior admin. And then let's look at the permissions. So these are the permissions that we already created then. So I'm going to add her into one of the teams. Let's say level 2 support. And once I'm done with this, I should say create agent. So now our agent is being created. Yeah, so let's go to the agent team to see the number of agents we totally have. And as you can see, we have 2 agents, myself and Jane, the new agent that we just created. So we're going to add one more agent. And this time around, I'm going to call him John Paul. And this John Paul, as we did last time. So I'm going to input all the details. Here I'm going to add a username for him. And I'm going to call it JohnPaul_admin. And then set password just as we did with the previous agent that we just created now. I'm going to do the same on check and uncheck, which I've already done. And then input a password of my choice. Confirm the password. As you can see here, and after the confirmation, I have to say set password. So I'm going to make sure that this agent has access to a department. Let's say system administration. And then I'm going to select a role, a system admin as well. And let's look at the permissions, the team. So if you want, I can select him into another team. Let's say team 1, level 1 support. And then create agent. Great. Our agents have been created. Let's see the total number of agents we do have. Now from the panel, we can see that we have a total number of 3 agents, 2 newly created and myself. The next thing to do is to create or to configure users. And to do this, I will have to go to the agent panel. So once you're at the agent panel, then you have to click on users. So users are basically ticket owners. That is someone creating a ticket, So the next thing to do is just to add a new user or to add a user. So once we click on add user, it shows us a box where we have to input the details of our new user. So you can see the email address, full name, phone number, internal notes, and then click add user. All right, our user has been added. Now we can decide to add more user into our user panel. To do this, we just have to go back to users and also do the same thing with it by clicking add user. So it brings us to the same place where we have to add our user details. So we have to input the email address and full name and whatsoever you want to add. And after that, just click on Add User. All right, as you can see, our user has been created. Now let's go to our user panel to see how many users we have in total. To do this, we have to click on Users, and then our users will be shown on the screen. Now, as you can see, we have a total number of 3 users, 2 created by us and 1 created by default. Remember, I told you that users are basically ticket owners and the agents will be responding to their tickets. All right, the next thing to do is to configure the SLA. So SLAs are otherwise known as service level agreements. SLAs provide us with the length of time the ticket is expected to be closed. So to configure SLAs, make sure you're on the admin panel. And once you're there, click on Manage SLA, and it's going to take you to the SLA panel. Pretty much the same thing. Once you are there, you're going to see Add New SLA Plan and click on it. All right, so I'm going to call my first SLA, I'm going to call it Service A. So I'm going to call it Service A, Serve A. Okay, and then I'm going to save it. Okay, this Service A is going to have a grace period of 1 hour and then measured under 24 hours. And then add plan. And then immediately I'm going to create another service, another SLA plan. And this time around, I'm going to call this Service B. And Service B is going to have a grace period of 4 hours. And then still 247 for 4 hours. Okay. And then Service C. Also the same thing, is going to have a grace period of 8 hours. So basically tickets enjoy this period, but however will never exceed it. So if they exceed this grace period, they're likely to attract a penalty. So you can see the service A to C as an order of priority. Okay, so the final thing or the last thing to do to configure here is the help topic. So the help topics will help streamline your end users' help desk experience to ensure proper assignment and prompt response to the tickets. So let's create our first help topic. I'm going to call it business critical outage. And then I'm going to go to the new ticket options. Then we're going to assign it to a department. So I'm going to say a system admin, and then give it a status as an open ticket, and then assign it a priority that's high to low. So and here then attach an SLA to it. So and then assign an agent that will be dealing with this ticket. So after that, click on Add Help Topic. So we're going to create more and more help topics, but I'm going to a little bit fasten it so that this video is not going to take so much longer time. So it's pretty much the same thing, just the same way. Just follow the same way, and you can create all of them. So basically, add a new topic. Assign it a name, and make sure it's assigned to a department, status, priority, SLA plan, and that's pretty much it. Just the same thing we did over and over again, and that's all. So that's what I'm going to call it an end of today's video. A quick recap: we performed an after installation configuration of OSticket ticketing system, and basically what we did is configure role, create departments, configure teams, configure system preferences, and allow ticket creation, configure users and customers, configure SLAs, and finally configure hot topics. So I'm going to say thank you for being here in this video. You can try it out yourself. It is pretty much easy to do, but it's a little bit time consuming, but with a little trial you can get it done. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for sticking on here. Just don't forget to click the subscribe button if you benefited from this video. Thank you once more. Right.